What is going on, everybody? Back at you with your man and your host of Move the Chains podcast, Sam McIntyre. Hope we're doing well today on this Tuesday. Just concluding the ending of the Monday Night Football game, which was crazy. I only saw bits of it, of Eagles Falcons. Good for Kirk Cousins. You like that? I love it when he does that. It gets me fired up. Wanted to have some takeaways today on that game, the Raiders game. I always do every week. I kind of give my reactions of what I thought the Raiders game was. And then the Bryce Young benching. Just a messy situation in Carolina. That just whole organization's going down the toilet really fast. But first, let's get to the Monday night game. I was happy for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, doing his little dad bod 8-pack dance going on. He played well last night. Shook those cobwebs off of the Monday night horrors that he's always played with. Always was kind of rigid. I want to play in that 1 p.m. window. But he played well last night. Atlanta is a good football team. I think, Raheem Morris has learned his mistakes. I remember when he came in the league, I think it was 2009 to 2011, he was a coach at Tampa Bay. Kind of a party with the players. They were a young football team. I'll never forget that 2010 team was really good. But they were 10-6. I remember they barely missed it by the last game. I remember that. That was when the Bears and Packers played for the NFC North title that year. But I was happy for them last night. They're a good football team, Atlanta is. Their really offensive line's really good. Chris Lindstrom, he got beat last night on a sack, but that happens. Philadelphia's a really good football team, too. I'll get to them in a second, what's going on with them. But to piggyback on Atlanta, they got really good weapons. I think they drafted pretty well. They did get Matt Judon, a good, not great pass rusher. They got one for them. They need some edge. They have not had an edge pass rusher since John Abraham a long time ago, who's one of my favorite all-time defensive players, especially defensive lineman that I've ever seen. But this goes to show Kirk Cousins, with a healthy Kirk Cousins right now, that NFC South, I know I did my predictions before the year. That might be a tight race, man. Now, I would still lean, I know it's early, but call me in a couple weeks. I'll give you guys know, but it's a crazy division. That division's kind of tight right now. And so that was my Atlanta take. And then the Philadelphia take, it's time to let go of Sirianni. I just don't think it's working. He's always bringing in new coaches, new coordinators. He's always doing his eye roll. He's always, that weird douche baggy shit. Booing at fans. It's just time to go. Come on, man. This team is too loaded not to suck and not to put up good points. And Jalen Hurts, I got to wonder, man. I like everything about Jalen, but last night threw a horrible pick at the end of the game. And Saquon dropped that ball at the 3-yard line. Shit happens. But I just... Listen, the Philly is still going to win their division. Okay? I'm not worried about that in the slightest. The NFC East is a mess. I would still go 1, I would go Philly, 2, I go Washington, 3, I go Dallas, and 4, I go to the Giants. Because I can't even trust the Cowboys. They're just a flawed organization. Jerry Jones is the reason. He's like the modern-day Al Davis. R.I.P., by the way. But I'm out on Philly. I'm out on Nick Sirianni. I think he's a fucking tool. It's time to go. Get some new guy in there that knows what he's doing, that brings a presence, that's not a goofball. That awful opening presser. I know everybody doesn't think it's a big deal. It is. Impressions matter. So, Philadelphia's going to be fine. That just was a bad game last night. You can't, in 2-minute situations, you have to run the football. Stop being all pass happy and cute. You got to get some tough earned yards in there. I didn't get it. I got to tell you, I got one thing I got to say on here. Raiders! Oh, that was a beautiful come from behind, gutty win on the road. I loved it. I didn't flinch one bit. I was nervous. I was kind of going into that game. I know I picked the Ravens on my picks, and I'll get to those tomorrow, what I missed and what I got right. But I guess I missed the boat. I just thought the Raiders would go in there and be a hard battle, and it was for most of that game. But what really turned on me with the Raiders was when Gardner Minshew threw that pick right to Marlon Humphrey, and he comes in the sideline. Max Crosby picks him up. And that, to me, is why I love Max Crosby. I call him the Triple M, maniacal Mad Max Crosby. That guy is an animal on the field. His story's incredible, but he's just a leader. And I saw that yesterday, and I couldn't have been more prouder that he's an Oakland Raider. Vegas Raider, excuse me. But I was happy yesterday. A couple games down the road, they got the Panthers coming in, the Browns. I don't like looking ahead, but it's favorable the next couple games, so they can go on a run here, and then they get into that tough schedule, that tough part. Obviously, I got to play the Saints down the road. I got to play Tampa in Tampa. So it's going to be a little bit harder down the stretch, but right now, one game at a time. We got to beat Carolina, take care of business at home, and it'll be okay. I still think this team needs a quarterback. You need to draft one. I've been saying it. I'll go on every year. Every week, I got to keep saying it because you got to take one. You need a guy. I got Mahomes. I got Herbert. And if Bo Nix ever hits, I don't know if he will. I hope he doesn't because he's a Broncos, and I hate the Raiders hit the Broncos. But I hope, if that goes well, then they got 3 quarterbacks that, and then the Raiders got Minshew. So I got to see what happens there. And the other thing I want to talk about was the Bryce Young situation that I mentioned at the top of this video. I don't know what to make. I think they set this kid up for failure. I'm really disappointed in this Panthers organization. I know Panther fans, and NFC South's always been an odd division for me. But Carolina, for all my life, I've been watching football 17 years, they've been poorly run. They've had their ups and their downs. They've had their ebbs and their flows. They've kind of been an odd franchise, but they were winning with Cam Newton. Now, it wasn't back-to-back winning seasons. More that's on Cam Newton and his ego. But they always had great teams around him. Imagine if Aaron Rodgers had the defense that Cam Newton had in Carolina. Aaron Rodgers might have a couple more rings. I really do. But right now, I can't even look at them the same. They're just a bad, poorly run organization. This owner is awful. How many more times do I got to hear how dumb he is? He just doesn't get it. He needs to go back to Wall Street, get the hell out. This avenue isn't for you. You screwed this kid up. And again, I never was sold on Bryce Young from the jump. He's too small. He's not big enough to play in the NFL. Kyler Murray, I joked he's Mayor Munchkinland, but he's thick. He can take the beating. And I think Bryce Young works his butt off. I'm just tired of it. And this just comes down to, for me, these organizations that set these guys up for fail. And then when I'm reading about, nobody plays in preseason anymore. So when I'm reading these numbers, no quarterbacks, none of these rookies have thrown for a touchdown pass this year yet in 2 weeks, I'm not surprised. Because these guys are getting the reps. They're not getting the time in the preseason to get the nuance down of the NFL game compared to college. So it's really alarming. Carolina's gone through 3 coordinators in a strand of 2 years. And what cracks me up, I was thinking about this the other day, 2 years ago they were 7-9. They beat the Lions in Carolina by 300 yards rushing with Sammy Darnold. So you went from decent, kind of on the come up to that? My mind's blown. But it comes back to this. David Tepper, or as I call him, David Dumbass Tepper. He doesn't get it. He's not going to listen to anybody. He's got $3 billion in the bank. It'd be nice to have $300 billion, but I don't have that money. But the point is, and then I laughed when he threw the plastic cup at a fan. I mean, it's just stupid. And then the NFL didn't even fine him. They're just, $3 million. Yeah, that's like chump change for him. That's screw you money. So, listen, I don't know what Carolina's going to do. I still like their team. They have some guys that I really like. I love J.C. Horn. I love Derek Brown when he came out of Auburn. They got players there. But right now, they're about 3 years away from being a really good team. And I can't bang on Dave Canales listen, man, you're kind of the quarterback guy. I was kind of excited to see Bryce Young succeed because I saw what he did with Baker. I saw what he did with Geno and got those guys back in reclamation projects. And I thought that with Bryce Young. And you added some pieces. I like what they did in the offseason. But it comes back to this. A guy can't have 3 coordinators in 3 years and expect to win. And I don't know if anybody's getting a job on the open market for this Panthers job as a head coach, I wouldn't take it. They're like that motel on the side of the road. It's like, steer away. Don't do it. Don't do it. You gotta do something. Because I can't bang on the Bryce Young anymore. This is not his fault. Some of it is, and I've watched a couple bits of Panthers football. mainly the first game, and then I didn't watch the last game, but I can't bang on the kid. He's got nowhere to go. His offensive line in front of him's awful. They're not protecting him. They're not giving him any weapons. So now you're just saying, hey, kid, go be Superman. When that's not really, I don't think, his game. But what troubles me is that there's no accuracy there. They had it at Alabama. But again, as I said, when you go to Alabama, you got the king's ransom of picks and players around you to flourish. So you can kind of hide behind that, and your weaknesses aren't really shown. But now when I look at Bryce Young, and where's the playmaking? I'll never forget when he played Texas a couple years ago. He was, doing the Houdini, running around, and then he found the guy in the back of the end zone. Where's that playmaking? I don't see it. So, again, you have to be able, as an organization, to sit down and go, okay, what can we do to make this Bryce Young situation better? And until you do that, Carolina's going to be the same thing. And I'm pulling for Bryce Young. I don't think he's a bust, but he's on that Jamarcus Russell. Oh, God, Raider fans, I got to close my eyes. God help us. Zach Wilson shit. So I'm pulling for Bryce Young. This is a shitty situation he's in. I hope it goes well. I mean, I think sitting behind Andy Dalton for a little bit might help. I'm kind of nervous a little bit, even though Raiders should beat Carolina this weekend. Andy Dalton's done well against the Raiders in the past when he was with the Bengals. So I'm excited for that. But we just got to see and find out. The NFL's crazy. The NFL's king. It ain't going away. But great win by the Raiders. That was a really impressive win against a really good team in Baltimore. I don't know what's going on in Baltimore, but that was a great win. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here today. I'll be coming out more videos throughout the week and throughout the season. I'm glad you guys are subscribing, sharing videos. I appreciate it. Keep subscribing. Let your friends know. Share the word. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.